Okay. Yeah, India's nuclear policy. India's nuclear policy is a word लिखो deterrence. DETTERENCE. Deterrence. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by deterrence? थोड़ा सा ना, what I said, that you should little bit give your work for the study also. थोड़ा सा पढ़ के आया करो. जो मैं भी पढ़ाता हूँ तो जनरल नॉलेज है, whatever. It's not a book. It's a current affairs. आप हर रोज जो भी देखते हो ना current affairs. Yesterday, we were having 5 documents signatured by Americans and our people also. तो all our deterrence, missiles के ये सारे काम यही पत्र समझा रहा हूँ मैं आपको. Deterrence means डर. Dar. You know what happens when you have some type of dar in your heart, you will not be able to do it in a open way. जब आपको डर लगेगा ना कि India is also nuclear power, तो जो लोग भी है ना, जो लोग हम पे अटैक करना चाहते हैं, whosoever wants to attack on India, they don't want to do it because they will think that India will also retaliate. What do you mean by retaliate? उसका वो भी बदला लेंगे जो हम कर रहे हैं. For example, why was Hiroshima Nagasaki? Because Pearl Harbor पे जापान ने अटैक किया था. You know, all of you know. I think I gave you the lecture also. Right? उन्होंने Pearl Harbor पे अटैक किया. The Japanese first they took the chance. They attack on Pearl Harbor of America, and they killed many people. The infrastructure को तबाह कर दिया. Lot of aeroplanes were destroyed. Then only to retaliate, American government bombarded 2 atomic bombs. Had it been that Japan is also a nuclear power, नहीं होता. क्योंकि now let me tell you one thing, India is also nuclear power. Pakistan is also nuclear power. China is also nuclear power. In the world, we have got 9 countries. 9 countries who have got the nuclear capabilities to attack on other countries. 9 देशों के पास nuclear missiles हैं. ICBMs are intercontinental ballistic missile, this and that. So to deterrence, and India's nuclear policy is that they will second option. It's not will be a first option. India का first option कभी भी नहीं रहेगा कि India don't want to attack on any country with nuclear weapons. It says that it will always go for the second option. Second option, यदि आपने nuclear weapon के साथ हमारे देश को आक्रमण किया, so we don't have any other option. We have to do the same thing. You know, what do you think? एक बात याद रखो, Corona is a biological weapon. ये weapon था. It is not a simple, the germs have been developed in labs. Labs के अंदर germs को develop किए गए थे. Bio labs में उनको develop किया गया था. China ने develop किया था. Then China knows it. They will not be able to attack on America. कैसे अमेरिका पे अटैक करेगा? Where is China and where is America? Okay, अटैक कर भी दिया, then other European people will leave China? No. So what to do? उन्होंने क्या किया? अपने biological weapon जिससे कोरोना whatever the corona is there, तो उन्होंने उसके ऊपर अटैक कर दिया. It is simple, and उसको दिखाने के लिए, lots of people were killed in China also. China में बहुत सारे लोग मारे गए हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि China में लोग नहीं मारे गए. But how to balance? Now America cannot do it. In India, near about 1,15,000 people were killed. More than 1,15,000. America, more than 2 lakh people were killed. France is there. Throughout the world, more than 10 to 12 lakh people were killed. Why the people were anti-China? This is the main reason. So India will not attack first. पहले में कभी भी इंडिया अटैक नहीं करेगा. It will be a secondary issue. Secondary part होगा. India will first. This is first one. India will go for the deterrence. हर वक्त ये deterrence करेंगे. डराने के लिए रखा है. I told you that we want to avoid the war. That's why we are always prepared for the war. हम war कभी भी नहीं करना चाहते. And we don't want to go for the nuclear war. We knew that what happened in nuclear war. We know that what happened in Hiroshima. We know that what happened in Nagasaki. And we also know that Pakistan, China, India, they are all having nuclear weapons. Right? So, but India said we want as a deterrence. Our policy is for nuclear aspect, nuclear part. Our policy is always for peaceful cooperation and existence. यदि आप किसी चीज़ को इस पेन से मैं what for example, anyone can kill a person with this pen very easily. Let me tell you one thing. Very easily anyone can kill with this pen only. Simple 5 रुपए के पेन से वो मार सकता है किसी को भी. But I can use this pen with the writing also. I can be an IAS officer also. It depends on you, dosto, that what in which way you want to work it. किस way से आप इसको use करना चाहते हो. And our policy is not to attack on any country. Our policy is for the peaceful cooperation, peaceful existence. Peace hai, so we have to be developed. This is the second aspect. Next, third is that, in 1974 onwards, yes, we are capable. But we didn't threaten any country. हमने किसी country को डराया नहीं है. हमने ये कहा है. Even China also, we told China, look, it is not 1962. हमने उनको कहा कि भैया ये 1962 नहीं है. If you do it, we will also do it. Secondly, we will also do it. Right? So India's nuclear policy. So 1974 said, from Nehru onwards, Nehru also warned that India should be a nuclear power. India should be a nuclear power, but Nehru also warned that India should not go for the nuclear weapons. India should develop for the peaceful purposes. Okay, the period when the nuclear test was conducted was a difficult period in domestic politics. Second paragraph, page number 78. Following the Arab-Israel war, yesterday I told you, I gave you the homework also, would explain Arab-Israel. Please मेरे homework को देख लिया करो. देखते हो कभी कि क्या homework दिया गया है? नहीं ना, कभी नहीं देखते हो. उनको लिख लिया करो. Homework, do the homework. I always give the homework. Question मैं आपको देता हूँ, हर रोज 2 question देता हूँ आपको. Right? Today I will show you that how many questions I gave you. Yesterday also I gave 2 questions. Please don't forget to, this is for your benefit. इसे पढ़ो और underline कर. अब तो you have got lot of time. घर में जाकर कभी भी आपके पास बैठ के पढ़ सकते हो. Nobody is going to pressurize on you. Whenever you want. So come to the point. So Arab-Israel war, it could be a question for your final examination was write down a comprehensive note on Arab-Israel war in 1973. What was the difficult situation for us? Difficult situation was that domestic problem was there. First of all, India was facing a lot of domestic problem. Domestic problem के अंदर ही हुआ था कि Congress के against the people were getting ready for the against the Congress. Congress was unable to control the price rise, inflation rate. इसे हम कहते हैं inflation rate. It was not unable to control price rise. Right, and Arab-Israel, due to the Arab-Israel war in 1973, petrol the prices of petrol was touching the sky high. बहुत ज़्यादा दाम बढ़ गए थे. Following the Arab-Israel war, the entire world was affected by oil shock due to the massive hike in the oil prices. Massive hike in the oil prices by the Arab nations. It led to the economic turmoil in the country. बहुत बुरा situation हो गया था economy का हमारे देश के अंदर. Term, I told you, turmoil means the situation is very, very awkward. We are unable to control the situation, that is turmoil. In India, resulting in high inflation. अभी मैंने एक word use किया था inflation rate. अभी just now I use it. Inflation rate का मतलब होता है, आप economics में student हो तो inflation का मतलब होता है price hike, बहुत आगे आ जाना. Right? Once upon a time, I'd say 30 years before, once onion price was 125 rupees per kg. 125 rupees per kg 30 years before. Can you well imagine what happened then? ये जो कांग्रेस का जो था ना, ये गिर गई थी. In assembly, there was a debate on onion. In assembly also, parliament, और कांग्रेस को resign देना पड़ा था. Right. So, as you read that in chapter, many agitations were going on country around this time, including a nationwide railway strike. हमारा हाल बहुत बुरा था. रेलवे स्ट्राइक जो था हमारे देश में रेलवे स्ट्राइक. We don't have any time we don't have any railway strike. First time in 1973-74 we had to face a railway strike also. And we don't have any type of in basically in Indian army coup. India army में कभी तख्तापलट होने की संभावना नहीं हुई थी due to the attack on Harmandir Sahib in 84, भिंडरावाले and all. तब वहां पर भी एक ऐसा सिचुएशन हो गया था इंदिरा गांधी के लिए. That's why she was killed by her own forces. Right, situation was very sometime due to the inflation rate, inflation किसी चीज का price hike का होना उसे inflation rate कहते हैं. Domestic problems were sometime it is uncontrollable. हम उसको control नहीं कर पाते हैं. That in 1973-74 same situation happened. In economy our Indian economy was bad to worse, but से बदतर हो गई. Railway was also on strike, and the inflation rate was very high. Petrol prices very high. So these all things happened in India. And in 1974, India first Pokhran के अंदर we have a nuclear explosion. Nuclear explosion explode किया गया during the regime of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. इस इंदिरा गांधी ने करवाया था. Although there are minor differences among political parties about how to conduct external relations, Indian politics is generally marked by a broad agreement among the parties on national integration. हमारा कुछ भी होता है ना, कोई भी फॉरेन पॉलिसी होता है, एक बात याद रखो, फर्स्ट हम उसको नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन के रूप में चलते हैं. नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन. What do you mean by national integration? National integration means when we want to integrate India. This is a political science copy. National integration when we want to integrate. एक तो होता है integrate, एक होता है disintegrate. Disintegrate का मतलब होता है टूटना, integrate का मतलब होता है जुड़ना. So हमारी कोई भी फॉरेन पॉलिसी होता है ना, आप दो बात याद रखना. कोई आपसे पूछे, इंटरव्यू में पूछे, कहीं पर भी पूछे, व्हाट इज इंडिया फॉरेन पॉलिसी, हमारे फॉरेन पॉलिसी का बेस क्या है. सबसे पहले हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी का बेस है नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, पीसफुल कोएग्जिस्टेंस. पीसफुल कोएग्जिस्टेंस. नंबर 3, पीसफुल कोएग्जिस्टेंस, economic cooperation. And number 4, military relations. Military relations, army relations. अब कहीं भी देख लो आप, नाउ you know, two main people came to India, Pompeo and Defense Minister of America also, Defense Minister of France also. जानते हो कल क्या हुआ है? आपको पता है कल क्या हुआ? किसी को पता है? We had signed 5 memorandums, 5 memorandums दोनों के साथ, दोनों फ्रांस के साथ भी और अमेरिका के साथ भी. Now we can use their satellites. We can use American satellites, so access to American satellites, and America can also use our satellites. वर्ल्ड में सबसे ज्यादा सैटेलाइट्स अमेरिका के हैं. Pinpointed satellites, so देखते हैं कि basically we will discuss sometime that what satellites do. So this is our military program, and you know, let me tell you one thing: China as well as Pakistan, they are bewildered, वो घबराए हुए हैं कि if we got the access to these satellites, then India will be. Let me tell you one thing: India is very powerful now, very powerful. We don't want to show our power, but every country knows, from France to America, from China to Pakistan, from Israel to Philippines, every country knows, north to east and west to south, that India is very powerful. Sorry?
National integration.
Okay, national integration. Okay, national integration basically our foreign policies to integrate nationalism. Okay, why we want to put stress on the national integration? We had lot of problem. Let me tell you one. Lot of problem. Basically, language problem. हमारे यहाँ पर language problem बहुत ज्यादा है. You go to south, you go to north, you go to east or to west. We had a language problem, and we had near about more than 2,500 dialects. भाषा है. So we are unable to control these all people. So सबसे पहले हमारे देश में क्या होता है कि पूरे 29 states को बांध के रखना. It's very tough. 29 स्टेट्स है हमारे देश में और 7 यूनियन टेरिटरीज है, 130 करोड़ की पॉपुलेशन है, 1200 डायलेक्ट्स हैं, 2500 लैंग्वेजेस हैं. सो इंडिया इज द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट पॉपुलेशन इन द वर्ल्ड. इनको जोड़ोगे कैसे? सो इस कारण सबसे बड़ी फॉरेन पॉलिसी में दिक्कत क्या आती है? लोगों को आपस में जोड़ना. जब तक हम जुड़े रहेंगे, वी आर यूनाइटेड. We are disunited, we fall. तो सबसे पहले हमारे फॉरेन पॉलिसी में क्या आता है कि किसी भी देश के साथ हम जुड़ने से पहले हम अपने आप को जोड़ते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, now India is there. Now in Rajya Sabha also, we are majority is there. One party majority, BJP. In Lok Sabha, BJP. You feel now that Modi is up to वेस्ट बंगाल, जहां पर तृणमूल कांग्रेस है, ममता बनर्जी एब्सोल्युटली अगेंस्ट मोदी, एब्सोल्युटली अगेंस्ट मोदी. हम उसको भी जोड़ने की कोशिश कर. तो हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी क्या है? व्हेनेवर समबडी कम्स टू इंडिया, वी वांट टू बी इंटीग्रेट, बिकॉज ऑपोजिशन जो है हमारी सबसे पहले हमारी टांग खींचती है. वी डोंट वांट टू डिसइंटीग्रेट. हम कहीं से भी टूटना नहीं चाहते. हम टूटेंगे तो हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी टूट जाएगी. दूसरे के साथ जुड़ोगे कैसे? पहले अपने आप से तो जुड़ो. बात समझ में आ रही है आपको? आप दूसरों के साथ रिलेशन बहुत अच्छा बना रहे हो, आपके अपने घर में रिलेशन ठीक नहीं है. हाउ कैन यू डू इट? अब कहते हो वी वांट टू हैव अ पीस विद अदर कंट्रीज. अरे तुम्हारे अपने घर में पीस नहीं है तो तुम दूसरों के साथ पीस कैसे कर पाओगे? सो इंटीग्रेशन इज द फर्स्ट पॉइंट. Not clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is, although there are minor differences among political parties. देखो यहाँ पे अभी मैंने कहा था Always minor differences होती रहती हैं. Third paragraph. Although there are minor differences among political parties about how to conduct external relations, how to conduct external relations, Indian politics is generally marked by a broad agreement among the parties on national integration. हमारी सारी पार्टी मानती है कि हमारे देश एक दूसरे से जुड़ा होना चाहिए. Broadly concerned that we should have integrate with every religion, every region, every state. We should integrate. So protection of international boundaries. सभी चाहते हैं. Everybody wants. हमारे बेसिकल फॉरेन पॉलिसी में है प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्रीज. आपने देखा होगा रिसेंटली, आपको याद है होगा, शायद आपको याद होगा कि we are showing in the map in the जो weather report होता है, हम जम्मू कश्मीर को लेते हैं, लद्दाख लेते हैं, मुजफ्फराबाद लेते हैं, पीओके का भी हम टेलीकास्ट करते हैं वहां का जो वेदर रिपोर्ट है. व्हाट डू मीन बाय दिस? हमें क्या जरूरत पड़ी है? हम ये कहना चाहते हैं, लुक, योर वेदर रिलेटेड टू इंडिया मीन्स आपकी जो जमीन है ना इंडिया से रिलेटेड है, आपने ऑक्युपाई कर रखा है. दैट्स व्हाई मुजफ्फराबाद को भी गिलगिट दराज सेक्टर को हम पूरा का पूरा जो ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर है, ऑक्युपाइड बाय पाकिस्तान है, हम उसको भी टेलीकास्ट करते हैं. That is the reason, the protection of international boundaries. हम अपने boundaries को protect करना चाहते हैं. And in question of national interest, therefore we find that in the course of decade of 1960 to 1971, when India faced 3 wars, or even later, when different parties came to power from time to time, foreign policy has played a limited role in party politics. कुछ ही दिनों पहले दूसरे लोग ऑपोजिशन पार्टी ने मोदी को सपोर्ट किया चाइना के बारे में. एंड दे ओपनली सेड वी कुड बी डिफरेंस इन द पार्टीज. हमारी पार्टी में अलग अलग मतभेद हो सकते हैं. वी आर फाइटिंग फॉर दैट, बट वी हैव टू बी इंटीग्रेट फॉर द इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्रीज. आप यदि आप लड़ते हो ना, तब भी हम आपके साथ हैं. We will be with you. That is the reason of integration, right? So आपने देखा होगा in when you were very kids and childhood, वो एक किसान के 4 बेटे थे and all. That was national integration. That was the first chapter to you. आप लोगों को first national integration का पाठ पढ़ाया गया था. पहला चैप्टर, एकता में बल है, हिंदी में कहानी थी. That is the first lesson to you, right? Next is India's nuclear program. We have got, there are 2 things, that is India is opposed to indefinite extension NPT and National Proliferation Treaty and CTBT, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. It could be a question for you. What do you mean by CTBT? Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty. ये treaties को याद कर लेना. ये let me tell you one thing. I have not in my vision for your +2 examination. Let me tell you one thing. My vision is a broad one. When you go for some time of good interview, you can face the interview board. And somebody asks you, what do you mean CTBT? Then you will watch his face, he will watch your face. Don't do it. Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. Non-Proliferation Treaty. You know, what is it? India has opposed the international treaties aimed at non-proliferation since they were selectively applicable to the non-nuclear powers. Underline कीजिए. They want what, in short, in a very short word, what I want to say, I want to describe you that ये क्या है? These countries who were at that time nuclear power, and India was not a nuclear power, they want to give an umbrella of nuclear weapons. That look, you don't go for the nuclear weapon. Whenever if difficulty comes, we will provide our umbrella to you. बात समझ में आ रही है? हम आपको प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, आप लड़ाई मत लड़ो. We will fight for you if nuclear power is there. What is the guarantee that he will fight for you? Do you think that someone is going to fight for you without any reason? No one. No one. Right. So we said, no, we will not sign a comprehensive test ban treaty. Matlab they don't, if we sign the comprehensive test ban treaty, we will not be able to explode our nuclear capabilities. हम अपनी nuclear capabilities को exploit नहीं कर पाएंगे. I told you, if we are going for the nuclear weapons, we can go for the nuclear electricity also. We can go for the nuclear development also. We can go for the nuclear medicines also. We can go for the, nuclear power generators also. But we have to stop there. So we didn't sign it. This is the first paragraph. India conducted a series of nuclear tests in 1998. First it was 1974, then it was 1998. Demonstrating its capability to use nuclear energy for military purposes. Now we want to give that deterrence to other countries. Look, if we are ready for the peaceful purposes, we are ready for the military use also. Don't take panga. Seedhi saadi bhasha. Now we are nuclear capabilities. Pakistan soon followed, thereby increasing the vulnerability of the region to nuclear exchange. The international community was extremely critical on nuclear tests in the subcontinent, and sanctions were imposed on both sides, India and Pakistan. The moment we went for the nuclear explosion, lot of sanctions were there. Economic sanction was there. Economy is one of the most powerful thing. America was supporting us. France was supporting, giving the economic benefit also, business benefit also, marketing benefit also, right? Chemicals also to develop our economic strength. They all were stopped. सभी कुछ बंद कर दिया गया. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने न्यूक्लियर कैपेबिलिटी को एक्सप्लोर किया था. Right. So that is that, and sanctions were imposed on both sides, India and Pakistan, which are subsequently waived. धीरे 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 ये खत्म कर दिया गया, waived off, क्योंकि they all knew that India is not going for the nuclear weapons. Yes, we are ready for the nuclear weapons, but we will not use those nuclear weapons till we are forced to do it. हम उसको यूज नहीं करेंगे जब तक कि हमको फोर्स ना किया जाए. Right. So India's nuclear doctrine of credible minimum nuclear deterrence, ये देखो deterrence आ गया. Minimum deterrence. कम से कम एक डर हो आपके मन में कि भाई न्यूक्लियर वेपन के साथ इंडिया पे अटैक मत करना, क्योंकि इंडिया इज ऑल्सो अ न्यूक्लियर पावर. ये आपको डर आपको रोके रखता है. राइट. सो एंड नॉन डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी न्यूक्लियर disarmament, or basically all these powerful country, they want what they want, we should be under them. बात समझ में आ रही है? हम सब उसके नीचे रहे ताकि वो हमारी मार्केट को यूज करता रहे. चाइना इतना बड़ा कैसे बन गया भाई? अमेरिका की कोका कोला कंपनी को हम बैन कर दिया गया था, अमेरिका घुटने पे आ गया था. मुरारजी देसाई के जमाने में he was the prime minister. Why? Because they know that why China is so much powerful, because due to the money power, market power. India is powerful. India 130 करोड़ के जनसंख्या में आप एक छोटी सी चीज को चला दो ना. अब ये जूम देख लो, कभी सुना था ऐसे पढ़ाई होगी? देख लो आपके सामने है. नो, इट्स आपके अंदर बहुत कैपेबिलिटी है. यूज दैट कैपेबिलिटीज. But they don't want that we should use their capabilities. They want to give you umbrella. आप उनके umbrella को use करो. You should not have your own umbrella. Got it? My point समझ आ गया आपको? So this is one thing. Now shifting alliances is the word. Time खत्म होने वाला है. Right? Shifting alliances ये word आप पढ़ के आना. We are always, sometime basically earlier, we were pro USSR. When the USSR Soviet संघ टूटा नहीं था 1991 के बाद 1991 तक. After that, after 1991, we were pro-US. Pro-US. Ab Modi is also welcome over there. You know how the Modi was welcome during the election of this man, Donald Trump. How he was welcomed over there. Because now we have a close reliance with France also, Israel also, Japan also, America also, and even Russia also. So this is shifting alliance and word politics. I will give you homework in this chapter. So please do the homework. देखो तुम्हारे भले के लिए कह रहा हूँ. I'm again telling you, I'm not preparing for your +2 examination. You will pass through. Don't worry. But when you will face the interview, और तब आपको यदि आपको questions ना आए तो सबसे बड़ी शर्मिंदगी होती है. And if the person asks you, did you have the political science? इसमें 3 chapters हैं, आपको पता नहीं है. What you do in the these newspapers and all, जरूर newspapers पढ़ा कर. Okay, rest. Thank you. Let's go how to close it. Little boy and fat man. Little boy, fat man. I'm not a fat man, little boy and fat man. She's watching me, Little boy and fat man. हो गया? हो गया ना? इसको क्या करना पड़ेगा? अब क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो समझा दे यार. हाँ.